What's up, y'all? I'm at my fiance's place. I'm doing breakfast, and I want to start on the actual food section of how to spend $500 a year on groceries. Now, this is going to be long, but kind of imagine that you're just at the crib with me with breakfast, and it won't feel so long. So this is how you do it. I'm going to show you what I'm putting together for breakfast and the costs of everything while we talk about the big line item food stuff that we're going to get. So, number one. Let me stir up this stuff here. A big part of spending $500 a year on food is ensuring that you scavenge as much as possible. It's possible, and I've done it, spent $41 a month on groceries monthly, but you really don't get as much food. So your scavenging game has to be really top notch. And it's not about going into the woods and finding wild edibles, even though that's cool. We throw away tons of food, and it's not about dumpster diving either. You know, I'm gonna show you breakfast. This is breakfast. In the wok, I have some turkey cut up, some onions, and some broccoli. The turkey, scavenged. The broccoli, scavenged. Onions, scavenged. How? I took them off of a party tray and kept them and cut them up. Now, another thing. Oh, the apples, scavenged. Was at a party or something, and then these stalks, which my fiance and I don't eat in stir fry, I put those in the dehydrator. So every day that you cook and that you eat, there's always this process of not only consuming what you purchase, but setting yourself up to have more. By the way, if you have the finances or you can scavenge it, get a wok. A wok cooks faster and uses less fuel to do tons of different tasks. So again, oatmeal with dehydrated apples that were scavenged. I think the raisins I might have bought. But that's how that works. Now, we're not done. Again, act like you're having breakfast at the crib and this won't feel so long. So, we're taking these stalks here, and we're going to the dehydrator. Two things that you really need side by side: crock pot and dehydrator. Dehydrator because it just works. Crock pot to dehydrator to dehydrate these. Crock pot to make meals out of carcasses of animals. Most notably, chicken and turkey, but whatever animal you find. And so what we're gonna do, we're gonna spread that out on the dehydrator. And since that's the only thing I'm planning on dehydrating today, normally I would put that on the bottom because it seems to dehydrate faster, but it don't matter. The goal is to never let scraps. Rule number one: never let scraps. Never throw anything away. Alright. Dehydrator's on. Good. So we had a really good breakfast, and didn't really spend much on it other than the bulk items that we're going to talk about right now. Okay. In your purchasing, and forgive me, hope I'm not giving you vertigo, but like I said, act like you're having breakfast at the crib, and you'll be fine. This is my pantry. Now, I know that there's something in the preparedness circles called aspect. I don't believe in it. So, I'm going to show you what I got. I don't have a year's supply yet, because I only had $125 to spend on groceries. But peep this. We're going to put this down. In our bucket, just on short term, because I just bought this yesterday, we have rice. This is a 20-pound bag. It's better if you buy them bulk from Sam's, but sometimes you got to go where you can get a ride to go. So, rice in a 5-gallon bucket. I'm not too worried about putting it in Mylar bags and such, because that stuff is going to be ate through. That's your grain. Your second grain, oatmeal. I buy 10 of these. 10 of these is enough for me and my fiance, because we don't eat oatmeal every day. Well, I do. But those are our 2 core grains. Wheat is a good option, especially if you're making your own flour. But in this case, I haven't found a person close enough that I could potentially bike to. So oatmeal and rice are going to be the predominant grain, with a little ramen sprinkled in. A couple other things that were scavenged: potato flakes and other pastas that are past their expiration date but still edible. Okay, so that covers your grains. Your legumes: 4 pounds of pintos, 60 pounds of any bean will get you where you gotta go. These are my main lentil. These are lentils. Now, really quickly, 60 pounds of all your lentils put together. Pinto beans, black beans, red beans, it doesn't matter. Those are multi-purpose because every 4 days we're sprouting lentils as a fresh green. I just started those 2 days ago. So we talk about protein. So we get our grains from oatmeal and rice. We get our protein from lentils and beans and animals that we trap, hunt, fish. Now let's talk about a protein leaning into fat. You are having breakfast at the crib. I drop stuff. We got peanut butter. This can be bought in bulk. Let's just imagine this is a little bit over a pound for $1 or $2 if you went to the dollar store. But this is Aldi, so it's going to cost a little bit more. This is a fat and a protein and high calorie food by itself. So you take oatmeal, you take scavenged apples that you dehydrated, you take raisins, throw them together with some peanut butter, and one meal will hold you. This Powerade bottle, which sometimes goes into the pack, is olive oil. You get, I believe, 2 quarts, 2-3 liter bottles for like $36, and that holds you for the year. I would freeze. I use the short stash in these, and I freeze the rest. Like I said, you guys are having breakfast at the crib. Hang with me. Now, with our flour, you need some type of leavening agent. You can use vinegar, or you can use baking powder. These are really cheap. You can buy them at the dollar store. 2 of these are enough to last you the year. I don't really do yeast bread, So I don't buy yeast because I'm just impatient and I don't like the time it takes to make yeast activate, rise, lead. I don't do all that. I just make cornbread or quick breads. Alright, back to our fats. 6 pounds of shortening covers the year. Some people use lard. I choose to use a vegetable-based shortening just because I'm not really into pork that heavy. Not against it. I love bacon. But this is the shortening. And this lasts for a year. So we've covered our grain. We've covered our protein. We've covered our fat. Our sugar comes from honey. And I am still looking for a source of honey that I can get 25 pounds of it really inexpensively, and it'd be really good honey. But as a backup, we keep about maybe 10 pounds of sugar. Both of us are diabetic, so we don't really do the sugar thing if we can avoid it or keep from being tempted from it. So that's our sugar. So we've covered our carbohydrate, we covered our protein, we covered our fat, we covered our sugar. Water is free. You can get water from anywhere. You can get water from anywhere. So other than that, we have vitamins and minerals, which is covered by one big, like $11 bottle of standard generic multivitamins, and then we try to scavenge or do sprouts or do microgreens, which is the middle of the winter right now, so I'm really not set up to do the microgreens like I would like, so I can't show you guys that. But as you hang with me throughout this year, I'll show you a bunch of meals that I make. Again, we did a little quick stir fry with some red onions and some broccoli and some turkey, and we had our oatmeal. And for $500 a year, we've covered our bases. But the key is, number one, don't waste. Anything that we don't eat that's in the stir fry goes into the crock pot with our Sunday dinner. Another thing, another tidbit, and then I gotta go. Sunday dinners you should have 2 big meals a week. 2 big meals a week. Now, you should be eating 3 square meals a day with 2 snacks. But your big cooked meals should be twice a week. There was a reason back in the day why people in different parts of the country did Sunday dinner. Sunday dinner, if Sunday dinner is done right, you have food enough for the entire week. For example, let's say we go and we get us a whole chicken or a 10-pound bag of chicken leg quarters. Sunday dinner, you got baked chicken, you got whatever vegetable that you've either grown or you've scavenged or you've bartered for, especially during the winter. You have whatever set of vegetables that you've bartered for. You have your bulk grain, rice. We do chicken and rice with gravy, and we make our gravy with the chicken parts and olive oil and wheat flour. So that's a really inexpensive meal. But whatever you don't eat goes into the crock pot to make soup. Whatever vegetables that are left over, you chop those jokers up and you put them in the dehydrator. They get dehydrated for later use and put in maybe not this week's soup, but next week's soup or the week after that, because dehydrated food lasts longer. It's all about a no waste type of thing. If there's bones left on the plate, we take those bones, they go in the crock pot. That thing goes on high. If we have, the next step for us is to get a pressure canner and pressure cooker, and we will be getting the marrow and the stuff to make broth and all that stuff. Broth and rice with chopped up cilantro or chopped up herbs is a really good quick meal that covers all of your bases, your carbs, your fats, your proteins, gives you a little salt, and gives you what you need for very inexpensive. So if you do that, you don't spend money on all of these processed meals that are already made. So God will do it. Love you guys. I'm going to go more in depth Instead of doing an educational video per se, with stuff spread all over the floor, like we've done, if you really want to get an in-depth look at the 5 or 6 different things that your body needs, check out How to Live in a City Without Utilities, and check out my food storage choices for that scenario, and that will give you a lot of the extra information from an academic perspective, if that's what you need. But throughout the year, I'm just going to take you through the kitchen and show you literally how we're making meals and how we're spending that money. So, love y'all. God will do it. 15 minutes, y'all. Talk to y'all later. Stop, dag blasted.